Hi everyone. Thanks for joining me for Rebounding and Yoga Day 14. So let's get started. So start with some easy bounces, just getting warmed up. And slowing it down. So come down onto your rebounder, hands and knees, and begin to flow through a few cat-cows, warming up and stretching out the spine. Breathe here. Maybe sit the hips back for a nice child's pose. And then thread the needle. Left arm under the right. Any variation with your other arm. Notice how this feels. Bring a nice stretch into the spine and shoulders. Press back up. Extend your right arm and thread the needle on the other side. Breathe here. Come back up. And then a little stretch back with the hips. Maybe bringing your hips forward for a hanging cobra if you would like. And then tuck your toes, downward dog. Lift your hips up and back. Make sure your hands and feet feel stable and secure. Lengthen through your spine and drop your heels towards the earth. Breathe here. And then lower your knees. Extend your right leg out. Take your hips back a little bit. See how that feels in the inner thigh and hips. And then right arm comes up, twist to your right. Breathe here. Lower that right hand down. And then push off your hands. Extend your arms. Right hand on that right leg. Lift your other arm up. Parigasana, gate pose. Breathe here. It's a little awkward to balance on that one knee, so be mindful. Come back up. Bend your right knee, moving your foot, pointing towards the edge of the rebounder, and then shift your hips towards that foot like a low warrior two. Breathe here. Isometrically drawing your right foot and knee, bottom knee, towards each other. And then coming back out, lower your hands thoughtfully. Rebend that knee and other side. Extend your left leg out. A little bit of forward and back movement, getting into the hips and inner thighs. Usually feels like a good stretch here. Left arm comes up, twisting and opening to your left. Breathe here. And exhale. Lower that hand back down. Push off your hands, come up onto that knee. Parigasana, gate pose. Right arm up, left hand lightly on that straight leg. Side bend over to your left. And then slowly come back up. Bend that left knee, turning your left foot towards the edge of the rebounder, and send your hips towards that left foot like a low warrior two. Breathe here. And then coming back onto your rebounder, rebend that knee, and another downward dog. Lift those hips up and back and stretch through the spine. Getting a nice stretch through the shoulders and the back of the legs as well. Breathe here. Always find your variation. And then lower the knees down. And we're going to come into a lunge. So one foot on the rebounder, one foot on the floor. Hands where they make sense to you. Hands framing your front foot, back foot on the floor, and bring your hips forward. So make sure this feels okay for you. Should feel like a pretty good stretch into the hips. And then maybe taking the hips back, straightening that front leg a little bit, coming into a stretch for those hamstrings. And other foot. Thoughtfully changing sides. Bring your other foot up onto the rebounder. Back leg is mostly straight. If you need to bend it, that's fine. Sending your hips forward for a nice stretch. Like a runner's lunge. And then hips go back, get another stretch into this leg. Hamstring stretch. You can keep that front knee bent a little as you need to. And then thoughtfully remove that foot from the rebounder and make your way back onto the rebounding mat. And from table pose, extend your right leg back. Pointer dog. Option for your left arm, the opposite arm to extend. Core is active, spine is long. And then lower that leg down. Reach your other leg up. Left leg lifts, right arm extends. Pointer dog. Find your variation. And have the foot flexed or pointed. Lower the hand and knee. Coming back to table. And another down dog because it just feels so good. Breathe here. And then lower your knees. Bring your left knee forward and come into pigeon. Make sure your knees feel okay here. You can stay up onto your hands. Might want to have that knee right at the edge and that cushion part of the rebounder. You can lower down or stay upright. Getting a stretch into that right hip flexor as well here. And the outer front hip. And then thoughtfully coming out, other side. Bringing your right knee forward, left leg back. Pigeon on the other side. Again, make sure this feels okay for your knees. Back foot might be sort of hanging off the rebounder there. And again, you can stay upright, or you could lower down onto your hands and arms. Breathe here, enjoying this stretch. And then make your way out. Bring your hips close to one edge of the rebounder. Feet together. Baddha Konasana or butterfly pose. Lengthen through your spine, hinging from your hips to come forward. Find what feels best for you. Nice long spine. This usually feels pretty good. Getting a stretch through the spine as well as the outer hips. And then slowly come up. Bring your knees together. Straighten your legs out. Long spine hinging from your hips for a seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana. You might have your feet over the edge there. That can feel sometimes a little bit more comfortable. Keeping your spine long. Find what feels best for you. Slowly coming back up, coming into a seated twist. Right leg is over the left thigh. Left hand around that right leg. Right hand behind you, sit up nice and tall. And then twist to your right. Breathe here. And then unwind and come to the other side. Right hand to the outer left leg, left hand behind you for support. Nice tall spine, and then twist to your left. Breathe here. and unwind. Maybe straightening those legs out again, coming into another forward fold or whatever feels good to you. You might lay down on your back and draw your knees in towards your chest, or you might just rest with your feet on the rebounder in whatever position feels good to you. Little mini shavasana. And relax and let go. And of course, you can stay in that restful pose as long as you would like. It's really honoring your body. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I look forward to seeing you next time on the rebounder mats or the regular yoga mats. Thank you, everyone.